Okay, guys. Now, yesterday, we decided to do a bit of a girls' trip. So that would be my mother, myself, and my sister. And we decided to go and see Journey to Bethlehem. Now, this is a musical version of the Christmas Story, which was an interesting take on Jesus' birth. As someone who is actually a Christian, this was a very unique take. But it was also a little bit dramatized as well. Things were added to the story as well. So it wasn't a true prediction, representation of Jesus' birth. But in saying that, it was a very cool way of showing it off. So going into this production, going into the movie, I only knew two of the actors, and that's Milo, who I specifically know from his work on the Zombies franchise. Now, Milo played Joseph, and Mr. Pussy Boots himself, I think it's Antonio Banderas, I think it's how you pronounce his name, who played King Herod. Now, I do believe one of the actors, the guy who played his son, is actually from a Christian band called King Country. That I do believe he is. He's also got a biopic that's coming out very soon, but I don't know if it's coming down here. I'm going to be annoyed if it's not. But as someone who is a lover of musicals in general, the musical numbers did not feel forced. They felt earned. I hate musicals where the musical numbers are forced into the production. It does not feel organic to the production. The scene where after the perfect example, the scene after the engagement party, and Joseph is they realize that Mary realizes that she's met the man before in the marketplace earlier that day. That's a perfect place for a song, because he says that he's been betrothed. She says she's been betrothed. And they sort of come out with like butting heads when she realizes that the man that she met at the marketplace is actually her betrothed. Perfect place for a song. Another place that a song was put in, which felt organic, would definitely feel organic, is the scene where Herod's son isn't sure whether to follow his heart or follow what dad is telling him. Perfect place. This had me laughing. This had me cracking up. The three guys that they had play the wise men were absolutely hilarious. And one of them is a bit of a foodie, and there's a scene where you see him with shepherds, and he complains. He was a standout. It was this movie, unfortunately, it is already in well, at least here, it's already in low capacity. like very limited release, which is really sad. But I think this would be, if you seriously, if I'm going to say, if you don't know the Christmas story, this might be a great introduction to showing people the Christmas story, the classic Christmas story. It did not feel preachy. It felt like very fun and very light, which is really I think what's sort of missing in the Christmas canon, a really light-hearted take on Jesus's birth story. This actually fit the bill. And another detail that I found was really cute was anytime you saw the map, it had both Hebrew text and then only places that meant something, like Nazareth, Bethlehem, were in English. But that little detail of seeing Hebrew on the map was a really nice touch, which I don't think I've ever seen before, and I thought that was a really nice touch, and I loved it. This is definitely a 5 out of 5, which probably means if I can find this sucker, I would definitely be purchasing it. And I'll probably get the soundtrack. It's such a beautiful, and there's no traditional hymns, which I thought when I heard musical Christmas story, I thought they might have traditional hymns. There are a few mixed in, but most of it is original songs, which I think is really, really nice. And so, I think if they had traditional hymns, it probably wouldn't flow. So, have you sat through Journey to Bethlehem? Please write down in the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And, well, I have one more video to make today, so I shall see you very soon. Ciao.